Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to QGTV Chapter Studies. We are in day 6 of Ramadan 2011 and accordingly we'll be doing chapter 6. So this number today thing is going to end pretty soon because on Monday, which is day 8, we'll be doing chapter 8, 9. So the numbers will be off then. But for now, it's one chapter a day starting from chapter 1. So now it's day 6, chapter 6. Again, we have to ask ourselves, what is the unique feature of chapter 6? We will ask that with all the chapters. And with chapter 6, the first thing we have to notice is that among all the big chapters which we've encountered thus far, chapter 6 does not have any nida or any calls. There's no Ya ayyuhan nas, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, O mankind, O ye who believe. There's nothing like that in chapter 6. And that leads me to believe that chapter 6 is more about personal reflection and rhetoric as opposed to mandates given in a particular movement context, which is present in the chapters 2 to chapter 5, chapters 5 which we've already done. Another thing, so we begin with the first verse of chapter 6. As I said, it's very difficult to segment this chapter as easily as we did with the previous chapters 2 to 5. But this chapter begins with a statement, Alhamdulillahi alladhi khalaqa as-samawati wal-ard wa ja'ala az-zulumati wan-nur thumma alladhina kafaru bi rabbihim ya'dilun. Praise to Allah who created the heavens and the earth and placed darknesses and the light. Then those who reject with their Lord, they make equal. So here you can see a hint to Tawheed. I mean, the word Tawheed is not actually in the Quran, but the Quran is all about the worship of Allah. So here, the people who reject the notion of Allah being the evolver or creator of the heavens and the earth and the darknesses and the light, they have made equal to Allah. So this is the opening of chapter 6 and sets the tone. So how long does this actually go for? We have about 73 verses which talk about, which give a lengthy discourse on metaphysics. That is how human beings are supposed to be with regards to the phenomena they have. The phenomena they experience. A particular verse which I find quite pertinent in this case is chapter 6 verse 7, which says, and even if we sent down to you a book written on paper and they touched it with their hands, those who reject, again, alladhina kafaru, those who reject, they would say, هذا إلا سحر مبين, this is nothing but clear magic. So this shows the mindset which the human being has determines his openness to phenomenon. Does he actually accept phenomenon as something possibly hinting towards a metaphysical thing, something beyond what you experience, or does he think this is all there is? Another verse in this passage is verse 19, which centralizes the Quran. Right? It says, say, what thing is greatest in testimony? Kul ayyu shay'in akbaru shahada. So what thing is greatest in testimony? Say, Allah is witness between me and you, and this Quran was revealed to me that I may warn you with it and whoever it reaches. So here in this passage about Tawheed, the Quran is mentioned, and the Quran is centralized as Shay'in Akbaru Shahada, the thing which gives the greater witness. Why is this the case? Well, it's possible that the Quran containing all the signs relate to the signs of the heavens and the earth, and that's why the Quran is the greater witness of all things. So so we now move on to verses 74 till 83, which talks about Ibrahim's dialectics with God. Ibrahim struggles with the realities around him. He sees the sun set and the sun decline, the planets and the planets decline, and the moon and the moon's decline. So he makes a reasoning with that. Well, to me, that is symbolic of seeing the patterns in society. In society, you have the ones who are most powerful and the ones whom they influence, and these entities, they display power. So Ibrahim, he was challenging that center of power because those powers set. They have only a limited time span, but Allah never sets. So Ibrahim follows that which never sets. And Allah says that this is the argument given to Ibrahim. That's chapter 6, verse 83. Then we have verse 84 till 90, which mentions some prophets or some Quranic personalities. There are 18 of them mentioned, and these Quranic personalities are said to be given Al-Kitab wal-Hukm wal-Nabuwah, which is the book. The Hukm is like the law or the governance, and Nabuwah are prophecies. Prophecies here is not in the Nostradamus sense of the word. It's more like understanding what will happen to human beings if they follow a particular path or any other paths. So human beings are supposed to copy these prophets. So once again, we need to relate this back to Tawheed. How does this go back to Tawheed? Well, Tawheed in a Quranic sense, it's not about removing statues from your prayer mat, or sorry, from your altars. It's not about simply not mentioning certain names. It's rather your total way of life. So if your way of life concords with God's system given in the Quran, then you are muwahid. You are the one who is going for the oneness of Allah, approaching the oneness of Allah. Then we have verses 91 till 92, which talks about the reality of revelation on paper. So this is something which people find it difficult to imagine, that revelation can be something on paper. But the Quran says, well, if it happened before, then why do you have a problem with it? And the Quran then says to measure this revelation on paper. It says, وَهَذَا كِتَابٌ أَنزَلْنَهُ, and this book we descended, مُبَارَكٌ مُصَدِّقُ الَّذِي بَيْنَ يَدَيْهِ لِتُنذِرَ أُمُّ الْقُورَ وَمَنْ حَوْلَهَا. It contains blessings, and it confirms that which is between its two hands, and warns the mother of the cities and whatever is around it. The mother of the cities here refers to the central location of human beings. You know, human beings, they congregate around a certain area. Well, the Quran is meant to penetrate that area itself. It's not meant to just be on for the fringe of society. It's meant to go straight to the heart of humanity itself and show that it is a confirmation of what is between its two hands. So wherever you turn the Quran will confirm what is around it. And it is mubarakun, it provides blessings. Next we move on to verse 93 to 103, which are still more